Hi everyone, welcome into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our Tampa Bay community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly, and with me is my other host, and I want to say partner in crime just to be funny.
Partner in crime, we are. I'm Paul Friedlander. I am with Total Title Solutions, but today I'm representing the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce for our second show this month.
I know that. How about that? And it's really exciting because we're going to be sharing awards that members in the community have actually won. And just before the show, Paul mentioned that if I wanted the introduction to go right, that I should let him introduce my guest. So there you go.
Guys, we just got, the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce just got done having their 74th annual awards banquet, the installation of the new board of directors and the new executive board. And this young lady, who works with another good friend of ours, Lisa Shippey Gonzalez, is representing Havana Dreamers today. And Havana Dreamers was honored to have won the Small Business of the Year award.
Congratulations.
And this is the young Miss Megan Balangiri.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Talk to us about Havana Dreamers. You're a chef over there, and a chef extraordinaire, I will say.
I am. Thank you. Yeah, Havana Dreamers is a Cuban cafe over in Longleaf. As soon as you, right there on 54 in the Longleaf neighborhood. Best Cuban sandwich you'll ever get. I may be a little biased.
No,
but
I don't know about that. It's an awesome.
Well, so I was there. When did they open up? Because I was there when they first opened for a meeting, and the food was just, I couldn't believe the food.
Havana Dreamers is going on 6 years.
That sounds about right.
6 years. It's right there in Longleaf, right off Starkey and 54. More importantly, you mentioned Cuban sandwiches. What most people may not think about is they have, not only do they have awesome Cuban sandwiches, they have awesome Cuban breakfast sandwiches.
That's what I had. It was breakfast.
Is it? And you can get them all day long.
They are absolutely awesome. We've had them for some of the projects we've done where we've had you cater the breakfast for us. And I know you have a catering arm too, and we can talk about that a little bit because you guys are.
Sure.
I mean, talk to us about a little bit about the background. Rudy is originally from Cuba, correct? Or his family?
Rudy's family is from Cuba.
Yes.
And if you visit the cafe, all on the wall is all pictures that were taken in Cuba of his family. So, you know, he's very proud of his Cuban heritage. Actually, they just were able to visit Cuba, and Rudy got to see, you know, his family's houses and, you know, where his mother grew up.
They do that on the Rotary Cruise?
Yes.
Did they?
Well, actually, no. They went previous to that.
Okay.
Yeah, they went previous to that.
Awesome. Awesome. Talk to us about, obviously, Havana Dreamers, but talk to us about, I mean, the Cubans are, like you said, next to none, but the food is wonderful. Talk to us about some of the offerings that you guys have over there.
Well, the main staple, of course, is the Cuban. And we do it in Miami style and also a Tampa style. Tampa has a salami, just so you know the difference. Miami has no salami. And the other thing that we're really known for is the cafe con leche, which is espresso, steamed milk, Cuban sugar.
Nice.
Good stuff. I'm not really a coffee drinker, but I'll do the cafe con leche.
Why is that? Because it's so good and yummy?
It's just thick. It's rich. It's a lot of people like to, we do Cuban toast, and a lot of people like to dip their toast in it.
What's Cuban toast?
It's Cuban bread. It's buttered and it's pressed like our any sandwich that we serve. We also have some, you know, turkey sandwiches and chicken bacon ranch and stuff for people that may not be Cuban sandwich fans.
Right.
We have croquetas and empanadas, guava pastries, but any of the sandwiches can be pressed. So it's buttered and pressed, then they're nice and hot, and the outside's crunchy.
Nice, nice, but not hard.
Not hard. No, you get the outside crunch, but you still get that nice, the Cuban bread texture.
Right, and for any of our viewers that are trying to be good about their carbs, I know that I've been in there, and you guys have done wraps.
Yes.
You'll convert the Cuban to a wrap.
You can do it on a wrap. Actually, we have a couple regular customers that come in, and they get it. They want just the Cuban meat with the cheese and the ham, and they just get it on a plate because they're total no carbing.
No carbon at all, yeah.
And we're happy to do that. I mean, I think that's one of the things that makes us stand apart is that we go above and beyond for our customers.
And obviously, again, along with the Cubans, when you guys cater, you guys will do what other types of Cuban dishes?
Everything. We do catering for the Cuban style food as well. Right. So we have the ropa vieja and the picadillo and.
You guys also do the yuca?
We do yuca.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And the fried plantains.
Yes.
and black beans and rice, of course, and a black bean soup. But also for catering too, we don't also necessarily focus directly on, the Cuban food. We can do anything you'd like.
Yes, and they do it well.
That's nice that you customize like that,
They
too.
actually cater for the West Pasco Board of Realtors when we do our Thanksgiving luncheon.
okay.
So they cater a
Nice.
beautiful traditional Thanksgiving lunch
traditional
for us.
Thanksgiving. We do a lot of pastas, a lot of Italian, a lot of different chicken dishes. So anything that you're really looking for, we do. A lot of appetizers. Butler Pass, we are full service caterers.
Yes.
Nice. That's nice too.
Yes.
Really.
And if you're looking for a party and you're at a place that does not have a bar, they have an outside liquor license, so they can set up a bar for you at your party.
There you go.
Yes.
Paul, I wanted to ask, you have been involved with the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce for a whole lot of years.
Yes.
What are they looking for when they're voting on? Is it come down down to the highest votes?
Do it. I actually was involved in the process just before I came on board with the chamber, when I was over there as their membership development director. And we get resumes, and there's sort of a what is it called, a rubric? Mm-hmm. Yeah, a rubric. The kids are using in school now, one of those new terms, but there's a rubric, and we have 4 or 5 different categories, and we number them based on what their resume states, what they've done.
Oh, okay.
And then, so it keeps it, because again, I don't need to tell you, it's a small community, so it keeps it a little more objective than subjective, or whichever way the words are, but it makes it a little easier, so it's not like, ooh, Megan and me and Lisa are really good buddies, let me give them high scores.
Understood.
So everybody's done on a rubric, and it just makes it fair. And I think the time I did it, there was probably 8 or 9 people involved in the process.
Oh.
So that's how it's decided. They're nominated. Once they're nominated, either they can self-nominate, or if they don't self-nominate, somebody nominates them. Then we send out an email to them saying that you've been nominated, and we give them a form that we want them to fill out that talks about what they've done in the community, how they've helped, and talk about you guys are constantly out in the community doing things.
We try and do as much as we can and as often as we can. And like you said, Lisa Shippey Gonzalez is the owner. We're with her husband, Rudy. And she's out there.
Yes.
She's out there every day helping in one way or another. Well, the reason why she couldn't be here today is she had a board meeting. She sits on multiple boards in the community.
Yes.
And so she had a board meeting, so she's spending her time there, and that's why I'm here with you today.
Yep, and she's an assistant governor for the district with Zone 6 for Rotary.
Oh, very good.
And
she's involved with United Way, Pace Center for Girls.
And that makes a difference, being a business owner in the community. Either you're in or you're not. And especially being hooked up with the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce and getting the exposure and all the camaraderie in the neighborhood. It's like one big family.
It really is. It really is.
And have you been with them since the start or not?
Actually, I started working seasonal because at one point, because Lisa does wear so many hats and does have so many different businesses, she did have a honey baked ham store, and I started with her there.
Oh, very good. So you transitioned over here.
Transitioned right along.
That's nice.
As she moved along, I kind of
went along with her.
And they do, I don't know if you would call it the catering, but they also, I'm going to call it that, they also do the catering for Trinity College. They do all the...
We have the dining services contract.
They have the dining services for the Trinity College.
Oh, you guys are really busy. That's awesome.
Yep. So we serve about 250 students, and it's great. It's great.
So how many people do you have working over there? You must have quite a tribe.
There are. It takes a lot of great people to get it all done. And without the great people, we wouldn't be able to get it all done.
Well, I've often heard that teamwork makes the dream work.
It does.
And it does every time when everybody pitches and it gives it all, gives it 100%.
And we have a lot of people that we're so thankful for because they are so flexible, where they'll go in and open the cafe in the morning, and then if I need some help over at the college, they'll jump in there, and then they'll be right there serving for caterings at night. So it's great to have people.
Then in the back of your mind, you're always covered. You've always got your back covered. We only have a couple of minutes. What's your favorite part of being a chef?
Making people happy.
Yeah.
Food makes people happy.
Love it. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Food brings people together as part of most celebrations, and
Yeah, it's
I know
very.
food makes me happy.
I know. Me too.
It makes everybody happy.
It sure does, and you're right.
Especially good food.
Good food,
Yes,
good people,
yes.
good friends. That is so
Good
great.
food, bringing good people together for
And
a good
you know,
time.
I'll tell you, it's interesting is you talk about Megan and Lisa being so involved and Rudy being so involved in the community. They recently did a catering for a dinner that the Rotary had, and you'll see when they need extra help, even people in the community will come out and help them serve and do things like that.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
really cool. I love to hear that. And that's what I was just saying. I mean, this community is unbelievable. It truly is one big happy family. And when crisis happens in the community, oh my goodness.
Yes.
It's even
Yes.
tenfold or 100-fold.
Everybody pulls together to get it done. Whatever
Yes.
needs to get done,
Yes.
everybody pulls together.
They really, really do. Well, I want to thank you and congratulate you.
Absolutely, thank you.
Take our congratulations back to Havana.
I
and
absolutely will.
We're
We
just so
appreciate
happy
it
for
and
you. That's so
Appreciate
great.
the support of the community.
That's right.
West Pasco Chamber.
we need
Small
to make a
Business
trip
of the
over
Year
there.
right
Yes, congratulations.
Absolutely. Come have some cafe con leche.
Oh, there
I
you
can
go.
taste it right now. We're going to be right back after these messages, so don't go anywhere. More right here on My Chamber TV.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly. With me is Paul Friedlander.
Yes, ma'am.
Great to have you back. It seems like we just did a show here, but
we did. It's been fun because we used to do 2 of them and then we got away from it. So
yeah, so now we're back again.
Going once a month just seemed like it was way too far apart.
I know.
We do have fun.
Well, this time we're actually honoring some of our members in the community from the awards banquet.
Yep.
And we have Lee Massengill, CEO with Medical Center of Trinity. Congratulations for the Large Business Award recipient. How cool is that?
Yes, we were so pleased and proud to accept that from the chamber.
Right.
That's
awesome.
Right.
Very, very honored.
So you have been there actually before, actually you've been with the hospital itself for 8 years.
Correct.
And it was another name before.
It was Community Hospital of Newport Richey prior to that. And we celebrated our 40th anniversary.
Oh my goodness.
Just this
Wow.
summertime
Yep.
before we moved to the new site.
Oh,
at Medical Center of Trinity.
congratulations.
A nice
6.5
party.
years ago. Yeah.
That is so
Very
great.
nice.
So tell us, tell us what you're doing over there as far as you're wearing a lot of hats. I can tell. I can see the halo around your head.
I thought you said you were going to say that you could see the cranes and over the hospital. And yes, we're doing an awful lot over there right now. We've been really very fortunate to be part of the growing community of Trinity. We moved there 6.5 years ago and had just been trying to keep up with the growth in the area ever since, and really expanding services and building more buildings to try to keep up with that tremendous growth and the needs of the community. It's been a very exciting ride so far.
What's going on now in the building phase with the cranes that are over there?
So right now we're adding 2 more floors to the hospital,
Okay.
additional 72 beds.
Okay.
We have 288 in operation currently. We're a 5-campus facility now. Many people don't know that. So predominantly the beds, 242 beds are right there in the Trinity campus. And then we retained part of the former community hospital as a behavioral health hospital.
Oh, okay.
So that's been in operation since we moved with 46 adult beds, and we're actually under construction over there. We have a grand opening on Friday for a new unit that is 16 beds that's devoted to senior care.
Okay.
So we're really very excited about bringing that to our community as well. We're also getting ready to start expansion of our operating rooms. We've added a 14-bed observation unit to this adjacent to our emergency department that has really helped with capacity. I'm hoping that nobody has had to experience season in our emergency room because we exceed capacity in the facility way too often during season. But this has helped to offload us this past season, which has been very good.
And I think that's a concern with all the hospitals right now. I don't know how many times Mom was down at Largo Med, which of course is HCA, and we went in and there were 3 gurneys with 3 ambulance crews waiting
to
and
offload.
at about that point they cut and did diversion.
Right.
But she was in a whole
Yeah.
and they're growing, and I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't guess that's really a good thing, but it is. It's needed.
I guess it's reflective of what's going on in the whole Tampa Bay area, because it really does create almost a bed crisis in the whole region because we all get gridlocked, and the emergency responders are really in a hard spot because they can't offload. There's no place to go, so it gridlocks the
Right,
community.
and they can't, and they have to wait until they're taken, so it also ties them up from being able to go to another call.
So Wesley Chapel expanded, North Bay expanded. I mean, everybody's in the area
trying to keep
is
up,
trying to keep up with the growth.
What the 16 beds at the old community hospital? You're doing that grand opening. That's going to be called what? Is that?
We're calling a senior behavioral health unit.
So,
we toyed with different names of it, whether it's the mature adult or the geriatric unit, but we didn't want to come up with a name that really defined the age, because it's really more geared toward what the needs are of the patient population.
So is it still, with those 16 beds, is that still behavior? Is that still behavioral?
It's still
it
behavioral
is. Okay,
health.
that's it. So
everything on that campus is
that's what I
behavioral
thought.
health. If they require medical attention, we do that at the main campus and still address their behavioral health needs. But
I haven't
this is
driven. I haven't
exclusive.
driven up. I've driven by. It looks like it's going to be. It looks like it's really coming together. It's going to be
Yes.
beautiful. What time is that on Friday?
That is from 11 to 1, and it's introduction to the business community. So we would love to have you come join us.
Oh.
And if you have anyone who hasn't been by that campus, you know, we spent about 2 years in a demolition project with the rest of the building, and we're really pleased that we were able to do it as green as possible. We used a company that recycled. And they recycled dirt, as far as I know. I mean, they took out layers of the hospital and repurposed it in other areas, so it was as green as possible. Old building had a lot of.
Because community been there
stuff
for
in
how
there.
long?
Community, we celebrated
40 years. That's right. Yeah, I was there for that too.
I think it was 1972 that facility opened. Yes, or 71, a long time ago.
That is, I remember it when we moved down here years ago. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really amazing. I bet that's really satisfactory to you too, to see such growth and to see how it's, you know, really committing to the community and making it better.
Oh, absolutely. We're just so pleased to be part of this growth. But it's interesting too, because we still have a number of employees who started out at Community Hospital and their full careers have been with this facility, but they're retiring now, and it's sad for them to, you know, part ways from 2 facilities now. And when we had a celebration, I don't know, did you know Andy Orvac? Andy was the original CEO. He's the one because that started out as a private hospital, and he was the brainchild and the financier of it. And of course, he was no longer alive, but his family came as we decommissioned the building, essentially, and we had a goodbye ceremony to the hospital and had Mary found all this wonderful memorabilia.
Yeah, we were there for that event too.
And it was so
that was
wonderful to
neat.
have the family there, and I think I remember speaking about it, because I think the total price tag for the hospital, which was, I don't know, hundreds of beds, was like $2 million and something dollars. And we had just finished building our neonatal intensive care unit, which is just 12 beds for a newborn baby, which was more than $2 million to build that.
Just for that, yeah.
So it just shows how frugal he was, you know. They always said Andy was cheapskate.
And it was 40 years ago.
No,
so
I'm kidding. Yeah.
But no,
Things
it's
are different.
But you have you know, what's neat about you guys, and we've got one in the background right here. You've got some great staff. You've got Mary, and you've got Robin Schneider over there.
Yes.
And so talk a little bit about some of the people you have working with you.
Well, you know, speaking about Nancy Macelis, you probably know her as well. She's our chief nursing officer, and I think she's celebrating 37 years or something with the hospital. So she was the chief nursing officer at Community Hospital and had started out, I believe, as an ICU nurse and worked her way up leadership. Sally Seymour, who was, she was at the ceremony where we were recognized and accepted the award on our behalf. She's the chief operating officer at our facility, and she started out in our community as a physician relations individual. She made sales calls on behalf of the hospital to the physicians, and then she showed great potential, so we put her in the executive development program. So this is now her 3rd chief operating officer position since she left us. And Mike Wires is our chief financial officer. He started out at Community Hospital in the accounting department as one of the accountants, and then grew up in the company. So, you know, I think it is a family. It's a family, and there are so many staff in the hospital that, whether it's their only job or the job that they return to after advancing in their careers elsewhere, it's an awesome team.
That's awesome.
And as you mentioned, Mary and Robin, they are just foundational to not only our hospital, but to other things in the community.
Yes.
And we're so pleased to have them as part of our family.
You should be proud. You've got a great staff over there.
Staff.
And they've got a great CEO.
I do my best.
Oh, well, you've been there for a while, and you can tell that you really enjoy what you're doing. You can see that sparkle in your eye.
Thank you.
That's so awesome.
It's a wonderful place to be and great people to be with. And, you know, it certainly is our honor to take care of our friends, families, neighbors in our own community. Because it is a pretty tight-knit community that we serve.
It is a very tight-knit community.
It is, and to be able to keep up the growth, that is pretty amazing. Because last year I had somebody from another chamber mention that there was between 600 and 700 people moving here per day.
Really?
Yeah, per day.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, where are they all going to go? So to keep up with the community, that's pretty good.
It is, and we keep trying to expand services so that people don't have to go down into the southern counties to receive good care. We were the first neonatal intensive care unit, and still are the only one in Pasco County.
Really?
Yeah.
So before
I did not
that,
know that.
moms would have their babies, and if the baby needed a higher level of care, baby went one way, and mom stayed here, and then had to. Children's Hospital is 47 miles away.
Yeah, all children's
It was a
down in
real
St. Pete.
challenge to keep families together at that critical time. So it's been a wonderful thing for us to have in our facility, and the physicians are grateful that we've been able to provide that service, and families as well.
That is so great. Well, congratulations on your winning the award for the large business of the year. I'm excited to see that the awards banquet you attended.
Yes,
right?
this was
and
the
I saw all the
74th.
pictures.
Yes.
74th.
74th annual awards
amazing.
banquet.
Who knew? A small little town here in West Pasco County, but I always say West Pasco County, maybe a small town, but big hearts with
There you go.
everybody.
Absolutely.
So that's really, really exciting.
74th, and some great recipients yourselves. Like we just had Megan on. We've got a couple more recipients getting ready to come up. So we're pleased. We're proud of you guys, and we appreciate all that you do in the community. I know you guys they were actually sponsors of the awards banquet. Regional Medical Center of Bayonet Point and the Medical Center of Trinity. We appreciate that. At the Chamber, they've always stepped up to the plate, always been big sponsors, and always been big, let me change that to big supporters of the community. You guys have always done a ton. Yes.
That's what it takes, doesn't
And we
it?
appreciate it.
You keep us together, and you keep us focused, and it's done well for this community. What the Chamber has done is just beyond.
Oh,
We
I know.
appreciate that.
They just put both feet in,
For sure.
and just keep moving forward. Well, Lee Massengill, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we want to thank you for joining us to see all our recipients for the awards. And we have 2 more coming up that I know will warm your heart. So stay with us, get your favorite beverage, and we'll be right back after this.
And send us your favorite beverage.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Oh, we're on.
I'm waiting.
Hey, welcome back, guys. As always, we're here having a good time. I'm Paul Friedlander. I'm the co-host with this lovely lady next to me, Miss Barbara Marville Kelly. I am here as with total title, but here representing the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. And we have got the creme de resistance here today.
Oh, yes,
we
do.
have not only past King, Pithlin, Queen Chasco, but they are now our newest award winners for the year of 2017-2018. We have the lovely Citizen of the Year, Miss Angel Cook. And without any further ado, I'll tell you what, if there's anybody who deserved it, Public Official of the Year, Mr. Kim, or Chief Kim Bogart.
When I saw that, I go figure. Not surprised. Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
I mean, the work and the heart that you put in the community, it really has paid off. And I mean, that's something, I mean, you're everywhere, both of you. And I mean, you just keep on keeping on and doing great things, wonderful things. How do you feel about all this?
Go ahead.
You're just glad you don't have to do everything every week as the Citizen of the Year, right?
Right. There's no crown to wear, no sash. No, we get to go about. We just do what we do. So it's wonderful. It's always wonderful to get recognized. You're with so many great people. So for them to pick you out of the equally great people is special.
That's very nice.
What she said, I agree 100%. And it's pretty easy when you. It's easy to do for others. It is. You know, it's and a lot of things Angel and I team up on. Mm-hmm. We became friends through the King and Queen year, and we've remained friends. So it's pretty easy. She'll call me and tell me that she's got something going on, and would I help with it, or vice versa.
And your standard partners in crime like Amanda Murphy and
yes.
the usual suspects
Arlene,
that show up,
yes,
and Arlene,
Paul,
all those guys now
Paul,
know about me.
And my fellow nominee, so for Citizen of the Year. So we live in a great community that makes it easy.
There's quite a circle of people that volunteer, and you're hanging with your friends when you're doing it.
Yeah. And Kim, in all fairness, it's you're going to have a high profile anyways because you're chief of police for Newport Richey, but you've taken it to a whole new level of the caring part. I'm not saying that other chiefs of police don't care. I think they all do, but you've taken it to a whole separate level because you've taken it outside of the realm of just being the chief of police, but you've taken it to the realm of caring about your community, giving back to your community, not just in your service to the community, but above and beyond that.
Well,
and we appreciate that.
Well, that's, I think I attribute that to the way I grew up. I had some people help me through some really hard times as a kid, and now I'm in a position to where it opens doors to be able to help people and actually see some effect from it, actually change somebody's life. And I think we do that routinely.
I think that's why you're both kindred spirits too, because you both had challenges as young adults and young children with your families and things.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it probably makes your position easier because they can relate to you, you can relate to them.
Mm-hmm. It does, and the only thing is it keeps your calendar so full that It's kind of like sometimes you have to say no, and it's hard to say no.
I know.
Because there's so many good organizations out there.
There are. I had
Yes.
no idea, and I raised both my boys up here in Newport Richey. I didn't know anything about the chamber or anything like that until I really knew until we started doing the interviews.
When we did the
here.
King and Queen and we went to the nonprofits in the West Pasco, we visited by the end of the year over 100 nonprofits, different nonprofits, not the same. That doesn't include all the events that we went to for those same nonprofits, but there are many that neither one of us knew anything about. So it's pretty incredible.
It is.
And although our schedules do fill up quickly, and after we got done with the King and Queen, I did think that my schedule was going to be a lot lighter. And it is lighter, but it's funny how you just...
Once they draw you in, you never get out.
Well, how do you say no?
How do you say no?
Exactly.
If you can give a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, one day that they need it, what is it?
Or to draw attention to an organization
Right.
Yes.
that otherwise can't seem to be able to get that attention.
Yes, exactly.
And we like the people that we're around. I mean, we're surrounded by the same people with the same morals, the same community feel, the same giving spirit.
Sure.
So we're with friends. It's not work, it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's work, I'm not gonna lie. Sweating's not my thing, but I'll do it for a good cause.
But that's good. You eliminate toxins.
Then I'm extremely healthy.
There you go. There you go.
But it is fun because you're with people that have your same values, and we have a great time, right,
Yes, we
Paul?
do.
We have a great
do.
time.
And it makes a difference.
And when you walk away, not only are you smiling because you're with great people, but you look behind you and see the difference that you made.
Exactly. And that's what just stays with you. And you have your mom, you have children.
I do.
And what a fine example to set for your, is it 2 daughters?
Yes, good memory.
Mean one and the tall one.
Yeah. And they love those nicknames. They actually will say, tell Mr. Pauly the mean one says hi.
Aw, that's cute.
And the tall one just went off to
I saw
UNF.
UNF.
Yes, on Sunday.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Were there tears? I'm sure.
No, there were not. No, Circle of Life. I'm super proud of her.
Oh, good.
So 18 years in the making. So she was ready.
She was
ready. So
Good.
she always has a place to come home to, right? But
Yep.
she's doing great so far.
Oh, I love to hear that. Do you have kids?
I have 2 grown girls,
Yeah.
and 3 granddaughters
Ah.
and 1 grandson.
Ah, very nice.
Local or?
No, one of the daughters is local, but the other one is in Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
Well, it's still here. Right.
No, that's along with South Carolina.
Sort of, kind of. Oh,
Where's in North Carolina?
I'm
One of
hearing
the Carolinas.
he's getting to me today.
Not
But
Myrtle Beach.
that's wonderful.
Talk to us about some of the things that you've got going on along with being chief of police.
Wow. Well, I'm on a number of boards. I think a lot of us are. I'm sure you are too, Paul.
Which boards do you serve on, Kim? If you have enough, do we have enough time?
look at me.
Lighthouse for the Visually Impaired and Blind.
Right.
I've been on that, and unfortunately, I'm not able to make as many of the meetings as I'd like to because there's so many conflicts. I'm on the board for Leadership Pasco.
Okay.
On the board for the Coalition for the Homeless of Pasco County.
Yeah.
And gosh, just 3 or 4 more. I can't think of them right off the top of my
But
head.
the Coalition for the Homeless, is probably for you, ties right into the things you see and do every day in your job.
Yeah, one of the reasons that I'm on that board is I'm one of the few board members that was actually homeless. And it's one of the qualifying things for that entity to exist is to have someone like myself. But we stay active. We were just talking tomorrow, we cook at the Wrap House with the kids, and we do it together. Angel's been doing it for a lot of years by herself. She does the Halloween party, I think a Christmas party.
Yep.
And she puts all of that together through donations in the community, and she collects all of that. And so she was cooking for the kids on her Thursday, and so we decided to team up, and now we take a couple of the best kids, the best behaved kids, and the staff picks them out. And then I'm showing them how to cook meals and we cook them
That's
for
Yeah, we do a cooking lesson.
that's what the email meant. I'm thinking cooking lessons.
So
Yes,
it's actually, we cook things that we think they will be exposed to, and to teach them some comfort level. And it's fantastic to watch the transition in the hour and a half or 2 hours that we're there, from some kids that are just not really, they're not even sure why they're there. And then we get them actually helping and helping to cook various things. And we give them some tips, and then when we're all done, Angel gets them ready to serve everybody. So those same 2 kids turn around and serve the rest of them, and they're smiling.
They're
and
so
beaming.
proud.
And how old are they? What's the age group?
Well, it's from 11 to 17.
Yeah.
So, and then we never know which kids we're going to get because, of course, they transition in and out. But the staff picks out the 2. So the age for those can be, they vary. It really just depends on their interests and how well they've been doing in the house, because they do have to abide by the house rules and, you know, all of that.
Sure.
And it's a scary place. So typically kids that have just transitioned in, we won't do the cooking lesson with, because they're still getting acclimated with the kids. But it's a lot of, it's a lot of work with it, because a lot of times they don't even know what measuring cups are, how to measure, but by the end they're serving their peers, and they're telling them what it is. Nope, you can't have that many. Wait, you can come back for seconds, but we have to make sure everybody gets enough. And they're telling them, we made the whipped cream. I made it. They are really...
Because they do it from scratch. They'll take, and not just, you know, it's not Miracle Whip or Cool Whip or whatever that is. It is homemade whipped cream, and they did it.
Wow.
But we're doing breakfast for dinner. So we make Belgian waffles, and the bacon and the sausage and the scrambled eggs, and so they're
fresh fruit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. And they're setting an example for their peers as well.
Yes.
Their behavior is so nice to see.
Yeah.
They're actually proud of what they're doing, and they're good kids. There's kids that are at the Wrap House. They're just kids from rough families.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, it's not their fault that they're there.
Right.
For the most part.
Wrap House stands for what, for people that don't know?
Runaway Alternative Project.
Wow. I could sit and talk to you guys all day. I love hearing what you're really digging into the community, and congratulations on being the ultimate stand-up citizens, and we certainly appreciate you coming on My Chamber TV. Time for us to move on again. I mean, the show goes by so quick, and great to see both of you again.
You too, guys.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, our pleasure.
You guys are the best.
Stick around. We'll be back with more right here on My Chamber TV.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Yes, and here we are. Let's do this the right way.
Okay, go.
Okay. Welcome to My Chamber TV. Is there a wrong way?
I don't know why we're doing it the right way.
Is there a wrong way? No. Barbara Marville Kelly.
Paul Friedlander. And the awesome, without any question, the legendary Miss Angel Cook.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
I think we can say that.
The lady, the myth, the legend, Miss Angel Cook.
We kidnapped her for the last segment because you have been involved with so much in the community. And I'm just going to kind of turn this segment over to you two because you're so involved.
We're here today representing the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. Angel is with Leaders Insurance Agency. I'm with the West Pasco, I'm with Total Title Solutions. But we are going to this last segment, we're going to talk a little bit about the Rotary Club of Trinity. Now we have 6 wonderful Rotary Clubs in the west part of Pasco. We have the Rotary Club of Hudson, Rotary Club of Holiday, Rotary Club of Seven Springs, Rotary Club of Port Richey, Rotary Club of Newport Richey, and then of course the best, the Rotary Club of Trinity. and we will get in trouble and get fined if we do not mention that we meet Fridays at 12:15 at Seven Springs Country Club.
Yes.
And that's where we meet. But you know what? If after listening to us you want to think about becoming a Rotarian, find out which club works best for you, what you fit in best. Don't. It's not a. We just want you to be a Rotarian if that's something that's in your heart, whether it's with our club or one of the other 5 clubs in West Pasco. And Angel has been on the board. I'm on the board now. Gosh, for quite a few years. I'm past president of the club. Angel has been past president of a club that has sort of melded into clubs. It was Keystone Sunrise.
Right, that's right.
And so you've got 2 past presidents. Some of our members, are they still at conference or is international conference?
No, they are
over?
still at conference.
They're at the international conference in Toronto, Canada.
Yes.
But we can talk specifically to what Trinity Rotary does. One of the things, if you watch the last section, we talked about the Wrap House.
Yes.
Well, Trinity Rotary goes there twice a month, on Wednesday and a Thursday, 2 different weeks. And we cook for kids.
Oh, do you?
And we have 4 of us usually, and it's somebody does entree, somebody does dessert, somebody does, I think, salad and starch and veggie and bread. And the idea is not just to cook for the kids, but the camaraderie. And the idea is not to make it before you get there. We try to cook everything while we're there. We don't get quite as intense. We don't get to teach a lesson because none of us are those good at cooks.
And let's add in, Trinity Rotary was the very first Rotary Club that joined when Cook for Kids came to be. One of our members, Barry Popple, did a similar program up north, and so he's on the board for Youth Family Alternatives, and he said, hey, why not we do this Cook for Kids program? And that was about 8 years ago. Trinity Rotary has been dedicated to that every single year. The members have adopted it right into their normal monthly duties. A sign-up sheet goes around, everybody takes turns doing it. It's really such a great program because not only does it build the camaraderie and you do get to cook together, but you're also saving the Wrap House money. You know, they're feeding up to 18 kids every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They only get funded for dinner. So really? any money that we can save them is food that money they can buy towards other foods. So it really is just an all-around great program.
Oh, no
and
doubt.
Trinity Rotary has never tired from it. They are huge supporters. I do a Christmas and a Halloween, we talked about earlier, for the kids. Trinity Rotary every year has sponsored towards those parties and those celebrations.
And we also do a barbecue for them.
Yes.
Trinity Rotary, we come out and cook burgers and dogs, and everybody brings side dishes, and we feed the kids, and just have a lot of fun.
That's fun.
Yep.
That is
a lot
so
of fun.
cool.
It's a great organization. Some of the other things, our mission statement at Trinity Rotary is involving working with children. Angel just mentioned Barry Popple. Barry Popple just received an award that's not given out every year. It's I believe it's Humanitarian of the Year award for his project in small town in Honduras with pure water for the world. And we've had multiple members of our club go there 2 to 3 times a year. And we put in water filters, and we put in, they do some latrines. These are places where moms or people have to walk miles up a mountain or down a mountain just to get water to bring it back. And a few years back, Angel, I don't know if she was part of the club yet or not, but Ray Rose had come back, and he came to our club to speak. And he's a good friend of Becky Bennett's that he has an organization called, is it D10? I think it was named after an apartment that all these business guys used to live in together, and they do some phenomenal fun. They do parties, but they do it as fundraisers for like Pasco Kids First and things like that. Ray came back, and I'll never forget, he said it was so cool because he said you could walk through a town where the water filters had been put in 3 years ago and see the difference in the way people lived as opposed to the town where they were putting them in. Said the kids had shoes on. It was just a whole different...
Now, and something super interesting about that project that Rotary in general has completely adapted in to the different Rotaries all around the world is not only are they building these and they're going out and they're doing that, these families are hand selected by the organization Pure Water for the World, and they take on the responsibility of teaching the rest of their village.
How to do.
So they learn how to build them and maintain the latrines and the water filters, and then their responsibility is to show the rest of their village how to do that. So we're not just changing, Rotary is not just changing that family's life, they're changing an entire village.
Absolutely.
So it is the most incredible international project.
Oh, wow.
And it's typical of Rotary, just so people know, because there's been a lot of things where people have gone in and built something or changed something, but if they don't know how to take care of it or use it, then it's not sustainable.
They lose it.
And sustainability is the key to what we try to do. Working very heavily with the Coalition for the Homeless in putting together some transitional housing for people with some other organizations. When I was president of the club, we got requests from some people. We went out and through a joint grant with us in the district, we went out and took West Pasco Little League fields and in less than 3 hours painted 4 dugouts, put up new benches in the dugouts, painted the entire concession stand, and painted all the car bumper stoppers out in the parking lot.
How cool is that?
Really cool. Habitat for Humanity.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
With the Leisure Lane and Van Duren project. All the West Side 6 is getting involved with the park that's going to be there, but also the day-to-day construction and demolition and everything. Trinity Rotary's been out there every cleanup day that they've had. We've had members go out there and help. So it is very hands-on, a lot of sweat equity.
Yes.
So that's what I was kind of talking about before. You know, when you're hot and you're sweating, you're working hard, but you're with all your friends and you're laughing and you know you're doing a good job. And when you turn around and you're tired and you look back and you go, wow.
It made a difference.
Look at what we just accomplished.
It made a difference.
And the revamping of the park at
yes, in Magnolia Valley.
Magnolia Valley.
Really.
Thank you to the help of the Farrells
amazing.
and moving a lot of heavy stuff out of the way for us, and with Luke Walker, who's president of Seven Springs, he sort of spearheaded that project. So not only do we do things internationally, but we try to do things locally. The new incoming president of Rotary, his big thing is about planting trees. So we've already started a project over in Starkey Ranch where we already went out and planted like a dozen or so trees.
Nice.
And eventually the goal is to plant 1 tree to represent every Rotarian that's in our club.
Oh, nice. That is great. What is the membership? Did you say that earlier?
What's like that? Our membership right now is at size about 84.
Great.
84 between honorary members, some people that have always been there for us, In fact, the couple that's getting ready to leave town, unfortunately, the DeLucas,
I know.
we made them honorary members last year because there's somebody else that gives back to the community all the time.
Oh my goodness, absolutely.
We're going to miss you guys. I know that might have
Yeah.
not been supposed to be a part of this segment, but we are going to definitely, you will be
Yes,
missed in this
will be
community.
Oh boy, no kidding.
We'll be missed, and we are going to take a caravan of about 300 people and come see you in Vineland, New Jersey.
There you go. There you
It's
go.
going to be busload city. I hope it's a big house you're moving into.
That is fun. You know, I just love hearing the stories on what's going on in the community. It's just, it's very heartwarming because there is such a need, and if it wasn't for people like, you know, you guys that step up, step out, and make the difference, the sweat equity, and with My Chamber TV, we raise the awareness so that you know what's going on. If you need any help, you know, there is help out there because of you guys, and certainly earning Citizen of the Year award certainly does help, right? That recognition, and that's awesome.
Thank you for joining us today, guys. Thank you, Angel, for staying for another session. Y'all have a wonderful weekend and a great 4th of July.
Oh.